Hey everybody, welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Just walked in the door from work a few minutes ago, guys, and a little bit tired, a little dirty, but I just felt like unwinding a little bit and talking a little whiskey with you guys. So the one I want to talk to you guys about today, it's called Griffo, and this one is kind of special to me because it's from my hometown of Petaluma, California, which for those of you who don't know, it's in Sonoma County. Sonoma County, as a lot of people know, kind of known for craft beer and wine, and I love craft beer, some craft beer anyway, and some wine as well. But if you were to see me at the local bar here that I love to go to every now and then, it's called Washoe House. I believe I've mentioned it before. If you see me there, most likely it'd be having a glass of whiskey and say like a Coors Banquet, some kind of beer that's been around a while, nothing too fancy, with extra hops and all this stuff. I mean, I like some of that stuff, but some of the stuff just starts to all taste alike to me. I'm Lagunitas is from my hometown as well, of Petaluma, and I love Lagunitas, but I just I drink what I want to drink, and I love whiskey, and thought this was a good opportunity to talk about this. I have no agenda here, guys. I mean, it's from my hometown, but if I had this stuff and tried it out and didn't like it, it wouldn't have a spot on here. Tried it out and I do like it a lot, and thought it was pretty unique, so wanted to make sure it had a spot on here. Let's see, the Griffo family, the ones who run this, Michael Griffo, and I believe his wife is, I think his wife's name is Jenny, but they've been operating this for a little while, not long, but for several months now, I believe, and they have a 250-gallon copper still that they call Betty. They've named it Betty. So, a little bit of character there. But anyway, I think they do, I think they produce gin as well. But, you guys know I love my whiskey, so I'm proud to be talking about this one from my hometown. There's also another distillery about 5 minutes down the road from here, in the town I live in now, and it's the Sonoma County Distillery. Simple enough, Sonoma County Distillery, and they produce west of Kentucky bourbon, a couple different rye whiskeys, a couple different wheat whiskeys, I believe. So we'll be talking about maybe one or two of those down the road too, and but today's about the Griffo. I don't think it's probably available too many places right now, but they do have a website, griffodistillery.com. Griffo, as you can see here on the bottle, Griffo. I'm not sure if they ship, but I would definitely recommend trying this out. Anyway, I'm not sure if there's I don't know an age statement on this. I'll read you the bottle here. I also want to just mention something that's kind of important to me. Griffo does a lot of work with local farmers, and I think it's important to support your local farmers. I know several of them, and good people, good hardworking people. That it's not always easy. Depending on the weather and a lot of other factors, they don't always make a great living, and I think it's definitely important to support them when we can, guys. So just a little kind of side note there. I'll read you this label. It says, "Great spirits come from great ingredients. We mill organic corn and rye directly into our kettle and keep the grains in through distillation. This crafts a soft and nutty corn palate with a spicy rye finish. We then aged the whiskey in local barrels with both American and French oak to tune the curve and balance the spirit. Michael and Jenny Griffo. Um, Also down here, Michael Griffo looks like signed this bottle himself. Which is it's always nice, kind of to see the distiller, signing their name to their product. It just lets me know that it wasn't all done by some machine or something. That these people care about the product, and they'll put their name down on their product. And I think that says a lot. So anyway, this is batch number 2, bottle number 282, 47% alcohol by volume, 94 proof. And this one's actually, this is Griffo, but it's called Stony Point Whiskey, which I thought was kind of funny because Stony Point is the main road, other than the freeway. It's the main road between Roanoke Park, where I live now, and my hometown of Petaluma. And it's also the road where my favorite bar, the one that I mentioned before, Washoe House, that's where the bar is, on Stony Point Road. And Washoe House has been around since 1859, so if you guys ever make it out this way, I definitely recommend going there. There's a lot of history at that bar, so pre-Civil War days, so pretty cool. Anyway, let's open this up and try it out. Tell you what I think. All right. So, on the color there, guys, it's a pretty light color. I'm not sure how old this whiskey is. I think it's a pretty young whiskey. But whiskeys aren't always determined, how good they are by age. I mean, I've had whiskeys aged for several years that I didn't care a whole lot about. I didn't care for too much. So I don't want to disrespect them, so I won't mention which ones those are. But anyway, you can't always judge a book by its cover. I think I've said that before, but it's true for me when it comes to whiskey. So pretty light color, as I said, kind of a gold type color. Let's give it a nose. And this whiskey here, nice nose. It's a very grain forward whiskey, guys, and there's a freshness about it on the nose. Just fresh grains, corn, definitely some rye spice in there, but it's like it just came straight out of the still, not messed with or anything, and straight from the still to this bottle, and I love that. So it has a nice grainy nose, a little bit of maybe a touch of vanilla, maybe a little bit of wood in there. But yeah, definitely a lot of grain here. So let's try it out. And on the palate, that rye spice comes up big, very big. And I love rye in my whiskey. You guys know that. Very grainy on the palate as well. Got that freshness, the fresh grains there again. It's funny, guys. I think I've mentioned this before. My dad, when I was growing up, my dad rode in the PRCA rodeo. Pro Rodeo Cowboys Association. So anyway, rode bulls in the rodeo. So I went to several different arenas with my dad growing up, and it's funny. This whiskey just kind of reminds me of different arenas I've been to. You get that the smell of like hay and just kind of like that earthiness, hay like alfalfa. It's got that same both nose and taste on the palate as I remember at those arenas, and I love that smell. And it also reminds me of home. It's kind of the smell you get when you get into Sonoma County. A lot of people don't like it. Some people have a problem with, say, like manure and stuff in the air, and it just not necessarily manure, but it reminds me of like farmland. We have a lot of that around here, and when I'm gone for a while or working in the city, and I come back into the county, and I smell that fresh Sonoma County air, that farmland air. I love it, guys. It's a very comforting type of smell to me. So anyway, that's kind of what this reminds me of. It's just a freshness about it, and very nice grainy notes. So anyway, hopefully you guys can find this. I'm not sure if you can order it from the website or not. Got to do more research, but hopefully it becomes available if you can't. Again, the website though is griffodistillery.com, and if it's not your way, I'm sure it will be at some point. The other distillery here in Roanoke Park, the Sonoma County Distillery, they put out west of Kentucky bourbon and a few others, some rye whiskey and some wheat whiskey, and I've seen them. I saw that they're selling their product as far as like Kentucky, so hopefully this will be in the same boat. I wish a lot of luck to the Griffo family. I don't know you guys, but hopefully get to meet you guys at some point, and hope you guys have good things in your future. You're doing good things for Sonoma County and for whiskey overall. And as far as a rating goes, guys, I'd give this one it's a solid whiskey. I would give this one an 86 out of 100. I feel like that's a very fair rating, and I definitely recommend this if you get a chance to try it out. It's very unique. I've never had anything quite like this before. It's just a very, as I said before, very fresh, grain forward whiskey, and I definitely highly recommend it. And if you guys have any suggestions for me in the near future, I welcome them. And subscribe if you haven't already. And that's about it for now, guys. And until next time, cheers.